Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dealer, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, doing Innsmouth Conspiracy. So I did actually go over my previous videos, and thankfully, because I was a bit concerned about, was it Flesh Ward, um, where it only works against enemy attacks. Thankfully, the first scenario, I didn't actually get Flesh Ward out until the very end, and I mainly just played it just because I could. And then the Vanishing of Eleanor Harper, I did use all four charges, but it was all for attacks that I either came from hunters or I purposely took a tax opportunity. So good news is I didn't make that mistake. I did make a mistake towards the end of In Too Deep. The Ursula Downs when I used the Pendant of the Queen to do that last charge to evade one enemy. I did forget to shuffle back in the segment of Onyxes back into the deck. I already had the shortcut in my hand at that point, so that didn't really influence too much. I was still able to get everyone there. It could have potentially shuffled the deck and changed what cards I would have drawn, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Even if, like, worst case scenarios, I could have maybe gotten my weakness instead and added curse tokens, but honestly, I think it would have been fine. Anyway, so we're going to be diving into Devil Reef. This one's kind of complicated. I remembered I had to restart this one at least once when I was doing my personal playthrough because I misread a bunch of stuff. Friday, September 2nd, 1927, 3 weeks earlier. The rumbling of the boat's engine startles you from your thought. You all right there? The ship's captain growls. You look like you've seen a ghost. Pale as a sheet you are. You turn and face the grizzled old man. Mr. Moore was the only ship captain you could find in Innsmouth who was unafflicted by whatever curse or deformity has gripped most of the town. His apparent humanity, however, has done nothing to spare his broken teeth, crooked jaw, or the massive scar torn down his right cheek. Still, he is a welcome sight. Considering the way the rest of your investigation has gone, can't believe you want to head to that accursed Devil Reef, he exclaims, shaking his head. It's a fool's errand. You point out that the sailor was happy enough to provide passage after you showed him his payment, earning a raspy chuckle out of him. You got me there. Now get ready. We set off in 10. He stumbles from the main deck into the bridge to chart a course while you prepare for the journey ahead. If the mission was successful, which it was, we go to Intro 2. Agent Dawson boards the ship at last. He sports a heavy overcoat and carries a shotgun slugged over his shoulder. Wow, that's like a 5 XP item. Agent Harper had a cache with some extra firepower, he explains. I figured, given the rumors, it couldn't hurt. You know what rumors Dawson refers to. Devil Reef is supposedly haunted, or perhaps infested with some manner of devilish sea creature. The sailors of Innsmouth speak of silhouettes crawling in and out of caves along the reef's many islands, of strangely misshapen fins sighted along the surface of the sea, and of entire boats crashing against the jagged rocks and vanishing beneath the waves. All of our research has led to this. Whatever's going on in this town, the esoteric Order of Dagon and this Devil Reef are at the heart of it. Agent Harper suspects these rumors were spread by the Order to keep sailors away from the reef. If that's true, there must be something the Order is hiding. You ask where Harper is, and Dawson shoots you a hard glance. She has her mission, we have ours. You remind Dawson that you've already accomplished the mission you were hired to perform, which yields a smirk from the hardened vet. True, and yet here you are. He has a point. You could have left right after Harper was rescued, but you stayed to assist with their investigation. Perhaps out of sense of duty, or perhaps curiosity. Whatever it was, you're here now, and there's no going back. So again, we're doing a flashback here. Skip the setup. Each search investigator's deck for Eleanor Harper and remove her. So yeah, in this flashback, we do not have Eleanor Harper with us. So we'll set her aside for now. Okay. If the mission was successful, search for Thomas Dawson and add him to any investigator's opening hand. Okay, so we did. It was successful, so we will be adding him to an open hand. I'm gonna go ahead and read everything else first, and then deal with that. Here's Thomas Dawson. We'll set him aside real quick. All right. Okay. Battle with a. Okay, so what we start with is going to vary here. There's also a lot of randomization. So we'll go ahead and get started with this. A memory recovered, a battle with a horrifying devil. So I think that's what we're using here. All right, so this will be Secrets of the Sea version 1. So this one. Okay, so this is version 1. We got that. Okay, that's correct. We do have the setup. We can use the setup to do the everything else, and I think that's what we're going to be doing here. For the keys, okay, purple, white, and black will be face up. That is set up. Okay, cool. There's going to be churning waters. We have the fishing vessel, and every investigator will start in the fishing vessel. So we'll go ahead and do that now. For better and for worse. Fishing vessel, by the way, vehicle. While you are in this vessel, treat your location as if it were unflooded. Action, move fishing vessel to a connecting ocean location. And, yeah, it's, good times. All right, we'll go ahead and read some of this. Secrets of the Sea. The sailors along the docks of Innsmouth eye you with suspicion as you depart. The lighthouse beacon at the top of the nearby cliffside provides your only illumination as you head deeper into the fog. As an additional cost for you to move from one ocean location to another while not in a vehicle, you must spend 2 actions. So essentially, it's 3 actions to move the swim. When your turn begins, if you are in a fully flooded location, you struggle for air. When your turn ends, if you did not enter an unflooded location, partially flooded location, or a vehicle during your turn, take 5 direct damage, 9 doomed to advance. There are 2 agendas. Reef of Mysteries. Somewhere in these accursed reefs, the esoteric order of Dagon is hiding something big, but what? Keys can only be claimed from the Yadnathale locations using the lightning bolt ability on those locations. Find and claim as many of the following keys as you can from the Yadnathale locations, purple, white, and black. If you control all 3 of these keys, you advance immediately. Devil Reef. Let's go ahead and go over these symbols. So for now, we actually have no Elder Thing symbol, which is good, because those things are -4. We also have an additional +1 token, because we were amazing last session and took heavy risk. Skull is -X. X is the number of keys the investigators control. So even if your one player has none and if the other player has 5 of them, it's still -5. Speaking of, there are 7 keys in total, so have fun with that. Cultist, -2 if you fail, and this is an attack or an evasion attempt against a deep 1 enemy. It engages you. If it's already engaged with you, it disengages first, then re-engages you. So that means it's forcing you to take its ability again. Tablet, -3 if you fail and you are not in a vehicle, take 1 damage. All right, so -3s are really the worst of it, so that's good, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and put a break here, and we'll do some initial setup. All right, let's begin. Shuffle, 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 and draw. Starting with stand together, perfect. We got a Flesh Ward and a Zoe Cross right off the bat, but we probably want some better weapons. I mean, getting the Flesh Ward would be nice, but it's only good against enemy attacks. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll set all these except for Zoe's Cross aside for now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a little bit better, I think. Meanwhile, over here. Oh, also, start with Thomas Dawson in hand. He does take up an ally slot, unfortunately, so he's probably just going to sit in our hand for a bit. Alright, deal to orange. Alright, starting with a Pathfinder is fantastic. It's a bit rough on this map, but it does help with getting across the ocean if you do need to do that. Let's tag out all of these for now. I mean, having a Jake Williams is certainly not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a weakness. Okay, starting with 2 Segment of Onyxes. That's interesting. Not much in the form of assets, though. And this is a permanent, so we do keep this with us for whatever reason. Actually, does that stay with us? Really? I guess so. Alright, whatever. Let's go ahead and hit this button and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these first, though. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. These are randomized too. Shuffle. Shuffle. All right. Setup. Thank you. So those have been taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these as well, just in case. All right. Let's talk about vehicles. During this scenario, island and cave locations are arranged in a set pattern with new locations from the... Yeah, so we're going to have to read what... It's going to tell us how to actually connect them. All those are good. Okay. I'll assume the helper took care of everything else. Vehicles, an asset. While investigator's minicard is placed overlapping a vehicle, that investigator is in that vehicle. While investigator's minicard is placed overlapping their location, the investigator is instead not in a vehicle. I'll keep it clear that whether or not we're in a vehicle or not. As a lightning bolt, an investigator may enter or leave a vehicle. You can only perform this once each round. An investigator who is in a vehicle is also at that vehicle's location. So if a monster goes to this location here and we're on the vehicle, it counts. They'll gauge us. While an investigator is in a vehicle, you cannot move independently of the vehicle. Vehicles generally have one or more abilities that allow them to move to connecting locations. As a vehicle moves from one location, you take all the investigators that are in it with it. Vehicles do not alter enemy movement or enemy engagement in any way unless otherwise noted. Good to know. And that's it on that end. Okay. Is that flavor there? Okay, it's just telling us what the keys represent. That's neat. All right. So with that, we start on the boat. And we do count as if in the location. So I believe it reveals it. I believe that's how it works. Anyway, churning waters enters play fully flooded, even while it's unrevealed. And far out at sea, despite a high tide, I glimpsed a long black line scarcely rising above the water, yet carrying a suggestion of odd latent malignancy. All right. Action, if you're on the fishing vessel, you can resign. Each investigator in the fishing vessel also resigns. Remove the fishing vessel from the game. Each resigning investigator places each of their purple, black, and white keys on the current act. All other investigators are left to fend for themselves. 6 shrouds, 0 clues, and wow, those turning waters are crowded. We also got Devil Reefs. They all have the same text. So Ocean Island. As I glimpsed it, I could not help thinking of all the hideous legends I had heard in the last 24 hours. Legends which portrayed this ragged rock as a veritable gateway to realms of unfathomable horror and inconceivable abnormality. All right, so with all that, let's go ahead and start with Zoe. Zoe is going to go ahead and open with a stand together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. All right, triggering our weakness right off the bat. Like so. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out Beat Cop. And then last action, actually I will go ahead and spend my last action to go ahead and get out a Brandicathuga. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll spend our last action getting out Zoe's Cross. No, we'll do Brandicathuga. Get that out first. Okay. Ursula. We'll go ahead and spend an action moving the boat. We'll go... I always go start here, so I'll go here. Black Reef. After you reveal Black Reef, increase its flood level, so it's going to be partially flooded. Put 2 random set-aside tidal tunnels into play, each adjacent to Black Reef. Then put 1 random aside unfathomable depths into play adjacent to both of these tunnels. So yeah, these okay. So was it random? 2 random tidal tunnels. So 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 unfathomable tunnel right here. All right, the way we'll do the connections here. We'll do it like that. Like so. All right. 2 shrouds, 0 clues, so we're good on that front. And of course, the boat can only move in ocean locations, so that's as far as we're going right now. The air is frigid here, and there's no sound but the faint plinking of water dripping onto the rough stone ground. You shudder and proceed onward. All right, as a lightning bolt, I will get off the fishing boat. I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out Pathfinder. I'm also going to go ahead and let's go ahead and Pathfind move first over to Tidal Tunnel. Gets +1. Also, it's not giving us clues. We'll go ahead and add the clues now. All right, choose one of the randomly set aside face down keys and place it on Tidal Pool without looking at it. All right, I've already shuffled, but I'll shuffle one more time. Okay, good news is this place is not flooded at all, so I can go ahead and just investigate here. I am going to go ahead and use my ability to investigate, and I'll commit a perception, so 6 to 3. Okay, I succeeded. Grab 1 clue. Draw 1 card. Oh, thank God. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do cryptic research. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Okie dokie. All right, we're in this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3. Get out the necklace. All right. I'm then going to go ahead and use said necklace to go ahead and grab the final clue from here. I'll go ahead and use yeah, it's just discover, right? Discover clue. Yep, I'll go ahead and use crack the case to get 3 resources back. And I will grab this key. We're now yellow. All right, so this is going to be -1 now. All right. Next, I will go ahead and let's see. So these are Ya-Nethale locations. Yeah, so only the ones in those Ya-Nethale locations you have to do special things to get. The keys in the regular places you can still get through the normal means of getting all the clues. They had all kinds of cities on the sea bottom, and this island was heaved up from there. All right, I will go ahead and do a shortcut and move down here. After this location is revealed, increase its flood level, place the set-aside purple key on it. All right, so this will have the purple key, and it's going to have increased flood level. All right, 4 shroud, 2 clues. If an investigator at this location controls both the red key and blue key, and spend 4 clues as a group, take control of the purple key, and then read flashback 9. All right, we only have yellow key, so that's going to be pretty much what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a lot of hunting across the entire area here. I'm going to go ahead and just spend my last action drawing a card. Oh my God, wet and green. All right. We can work with that. We can work with wet and green here. That is everybody. So we'll go ahead and go to enemy phase. No enemies. Go to upkeep. Runic Axe. Upkeep. Another crack the case. Okay. We'll go Mythos. First Doom. We'll go ahead and shuffle this one more time and draw. Disengage from each deep one. Okay, this is going to search the encounter deck for a deep one and spawn it. Because nothing else is spawned yet. So we got deep 1 predators. These have hunters. When they engage you, move one of your clues or keys to deep 1 predator. When you defeat or evade deep 1 predator, take control of all clues or keys. Okay. The other options, of course, are lurking deep ones. That's not a deep one, but that's something to look forward to in the future. Yeah, we'll go. Don't exactly want to take damage, but I think I'm going to have to. Well, I can go, what, 6 to 4 against these guys? Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll spawn one of these guys, one of these boys. Spawn it with you, spawn and engage with you. So this will get engaged with us. She'll gain a resource because of it. All right, and then draw. Stowaway. If no investigators are in a vehicle, stowaway can surge. Otherwise, each investigator in a vehicle must either take 1 damage and 1 horror or leave that vehicle. Each investigator who left a vehicle cannot enter that vehicle for the remainder of the round. I'm okay with leaving the vehicle for this round. All right. Investigation phase. Whew. All right. So we got clues here that I don't really want to mess with yet. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 to get Wet and Green out. We now have +1 willpower, +1 book. I am going to go ahead and Pathfind move down to here. This has 2 clues on it, and it's fully flooded. Or not 2, yeah, 2 clues on it and fully flooded. Not a problem. Okay. I will go ahead and use Wet and Green's ability, search top 9. We will go ahead and take this Grim Memoir, get that up and running. Shuffle. All right, I will go ahead and investigate because I can. We'll go 5 to 2. All right, that's just -1. We grab 1 clue. All right. Let's see. I will go ahead and use Pendant of the Queen to grab the last clue here, and then use Crack the Case to gain 2 resources. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 resources just to get out Grim Memoir, and then we're going to move. And we'll go ahead and board the vessel. There's only people that got kicked off, right? Yeah. So we're okay for this round. All right. So yeah, we have this location we need to deal with later. Pendant of the Queen, by the way, is fantastic once you start revealing locations because I can just teleport to them. So we just got to make sure we keep drawing the segments after we're done with it. All right, we'll go ahead and start with Zoe next. I'll go ahead and attack with Branda Kathuka. So it'll be 6 to 4. Let's just go 7 to 4 with Task Force, just in case. -2. Okay, good to go. I'll spend 2 charges and kill this. Then I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource, and then I'm going to spend 4 to get out the Runic Axe. And that'll be it. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Take heart. Upkeep. Eureka. 2 doom. Another one of these. All right. So I can go discard. Yeah, I'll just grab the one from the discard. I'll gain a resource for being engaged. Put dragged into play into your threat area. If you're in a vehicle, leave it. You cannot enter vehicles. Okay. So you got yanked out of it. That's annoying. Okie dokie. But not the end of the world, in my opinion. All right. Let's go ahead and get to work here. I'm going to go ahead and attack the Deep One Predator. I'm going to go Power and Glory. So 6 to 4. I'll go ahead and commit Thomas Dawson. Actually, no. Do I want to? Yeah, I will go ahead and commit Thomas Dawson. So 8 to 4. That's why I was a little concerned about it. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 damage to kill it, and I'm going to go ahead and use Glory to, at this point, let's, heal a damage for now. Okay, so that was our first action. Alright, second action, or rather, so there, we have a couple things we can do. I can board the boat and move to another Devil Reef, and then let Ursula just teleport. And I think that might be the best call. It's either that or I remove the Dragged Under, but she will have to board it, and then she wouldn't be able to unboard it that round. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do a Lightning Bolt, get onto the fishing vessel, and then activate the fishing vessel twice. Go 1 and 2. Okay, increase its flood level. So Wave-worn Island, 4 shrouds, 0 clues. Put 1 random set-aside Unfathomable Depths and 2 random set-aside Tidal Tunnels into play, each one adjacent to Waveform Island, but not to each other. So with it, 2 Tidal Tunnels and an Unfathomable Depths. Okay. And then the way this is going to work is it's going to be connected like that. All right. So you're on the boat. You can't get off it yet, but you did reveal this location. I believe that's how it works. Let me verify that. Never mind. Yeah, it works this way. It has to, because else horror and high gear would be really awkward to play. So yeah, this location is now revealed. Yeah, this is why I don't bother putting the cards on top of each other, because they're just going to get yanked off. So we're just going to be like that for now. All right. In the meantime, that is it for Zoe. She's on the boat. I'm going to go ahead and use Ursula to teleport. I can go to any revealed location. We'll shuffle all these back in. And I'll teleport us to here. Okay. Then we will go ahead and... so we need to go to the tidal tunnels to get the keys that we need to actually do the stuff in Yanathale. So that is going to be our focus for right now. We'll go ahead and Pathfind move over this way and see what we got. Hello, new one. Bootlegger's Hideaway. After Bootlegger's Hideaway is revealed, randomly choose one of the set-aside face-down keys and put it on Bootlegger's Hideaway without looking. As an action, if you control the black key, gain 5 resources, group limit once per game, and adds victory 1. Alright, so random key is placed here. We will go ahead and activate Witten Green's ability first. Search top 9. I will happily grab this segment of Onyx. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and activate our ability to investigate. We're going to investigate using Grim Memoir. This is going to make us 7-2-4. I will go also commit a Eureka. That'll make us 8-2-4. So 8-4. Alright, that is -2, so that's 6-4, which is actually still 2 higher. I'm going to go ahead and search top 3 first with the Eureka. And I will happily grab that magnifying glass. Shuffle, and then draw a card because of the Grim Memoir. And we'll grab a clue here. Alright, I will go ahead and fast out this magnifying glass. And then we're going to go ahead and investigate one more time. We'll go... We're currently 6-4. We'll go 8-4 with Grim Memoir. No point in taking the risk. We pass. Get this. Draw a card. Alright, another magnifying glass. Alright, we'll go ahead and grab this key. It is the red key. So we have one of the 2 keys we need for this grotto. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spend an action moving back. And I will go ahead and spend an action drawing a card. Cool. Burning the midnight oils will be very, very useful. Okay, that is everybody. Enemies are dead. Upkeep. Okay, cryptic research. Nice. Alright, third doom. Malfunction. Attached to the nearest vehicle, story asset. Abilities cannot be activated. You have to do a book check to get rid of it. Get this damn thing working again. We ain't going in anywhere. So we're stuck on this for now. So we have to get on the vehicle and then solve that issue. Not a problem. And then over here, hunting deep one. Humanoid monster deep one. 3 fight, 3 evade, 3 health. While hunting deep one is engaged with you, you cannot enter vehicles or gain resources. After hunting one deep one engages you, if you are not in a vehicle, lose 2 resources. If you are in a vehicle, leave that vehicle. So I am going to lose a resource because I only have 1. And yeah, that is what we're dealing with right now. Okay. Investigation phase. I'll start with Zoe. I'm gonna lightning bolt get off the boat. I will go ahead and try to attack this guy. I'm gonna attack him with Brannikathuga. This will make us 6-3. That's -3. We just barely passed. Make sure that's correct. Yep. We'll go ahead and spend 2 charges to do 2 damage. And then I am going to go ahead and use, I'll go ahead and lightning bolt the beat cop and kill it. Alright. Then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get something worth fighting for. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this action to go ahead and try to get rid of the Dragged Under. I'm going to go 5-3 and get rid of it. There we go. Next, we'll go Ursula. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I will go ahead and Pathfind move down to this tidal tunnel. All right, another one of these. Same situation. This one's different. If you have the white key, you can draw 3 cards from it. All right, random set aside key again. Oh, by the way, skulls are -2 now. As you can see, it's going to become more difficult. All right, I am going to go ahead and use my, well, I'll do Ursula's Witten Green's thing first. Search top 9. Oh, it's a, well, it's not a whiff, but it wasn't great. I'll take the Grim Memoir and then shuffle. All right, I will use Grim Memoir to investigate. This will make us 8-4. And I'm going to go ahead and commit deduction and go 9-4. I was expecting the autofail. All right, we get 2 clues. We draw a card. Perfect. We'll also get this key. It's the green key. And now skulls are -3. Yeah, as you can see, it gets it definitely escalates, and there's not really much you can do about it either. Let's go ahead and just make these. Let's make a pile of 4, just to have that ready. There you go. All right. Didn't do my burning the midnight oil, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and I feel like we can start working on these unfathomable depths at this rate. So, real quick here. Move that into each investigator. I'm wondering about malfunction, so give me a moment. All right. I mean, as far as I know, if you're in the vehicle and you can still grab clues from the location, so I'm assuming it's still vice versa, where if I'm in the location, I can repair the boat. So I'm going to go ahead and play it as is. honestly, there's a lot of weird little edge case things I'm not entirely certain about. In any case, I am going to go ahead and move to this location, and then I will go ahead and move straight down to here. After this location is revealed, it becomes fully flooded. Set aside the white key on it. So white key is here. It is fully flooded. If investigators at this location controls both the blue key and the green key, you can spend 6 clues to get the white key and then read the flashback. Okay. So a little bit of a whiff there. I am going to go ahead and investigate this location using burning the midnight oil. We're going to be 6 to 1, which I am okay with. So we'll gain 2 resources, and we'll grab a clue here. All right, and then I am going to go ahead and fast out these segment of onyxes so they stop taking up my inventory. All right. So we got all that working. Okay, we know what's going on here. We won't need to worry about it because we don't need to get all the clues off it, right? No, we don't. So we just need to keep on going and keep searching for keys. So, and we're already on our way to getting what we need here. I did make a mistake though. I shouldn't have moved here. I should have waited because Wit and Green could always reveal more stuff for us. Oh well. Upkeep. Shortcut. My other tooth of Etsley. 1 second. As always, I'm paranoid and just checking to make sure I shuffle things, and I am. Alright, that's everybody. We'll go to Mythos, 4 of 9. Psychic Pull. If you have no cards in your hand, Psychic Pull gains Surge. Otherwise, discard 1 random card from your hand, then test Willpower X, where X is the printed cost of the discarded card. If you fail, lose 1 action. Okay, we'll discard a random card. It costs 0, so it's going to be a 4 to 0 test. And we auto-failed, so we lose 1 action. God damn game. You're full of it. Alright, I got this again. Good thing we got rid of 1 of it, I guess. I'm also currently gasping for air, so I'm going to represent it with that. Okay. So that's a problem. Yeah, that's actually kind of a problem. What should we do about it? Because I can't get into the vehicle. I can still do a foot test, though. So that's an option. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pathfind. This will get us no longer gasping for breath. I am going to go ahead and do survey the area to try to get this dragged under off of me. Alright, that's -3. We do pass. We had plus... we were 9 to 3 here, by the way. So we pass. Good to go. I am going to go ahead and lightning bolt onto the vehicle. I am then going to fast out a cryptic research, draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I will go ahead and get out the last segment of Onyx. So we have that up and running. Okay. I will go ahead and for my second action, I am going to go ahead and let's say I'm 5 to whatever. Yeah, actually, I will go ahead and attempt to fix the malfunction. I'm currently 5 to 3. I'll go 6 to 3. This is my second action. We pass just barely. I get to draw a card because of this, and then I get rid of the malfunction. Cool. I still have an action remaining, but I have to wait for Zoe to get on. Oh, actually, lightning bolt windows. That's a thing. So yeah, during the lightning bolt window for the skill check, I'll have Zoe hop onto the boat because that makes sense. All right. Also note that some of these island locations are actually adjacent or connected, so we're good to go on that front. Then I'm going to go ahead and move the boat as Ursula's final action, and then we'll go ahead and have Zoe move the boat. And we'll continue going this way. Oh, these are connected too. After Lonely Island is revealed, put 2 random set-aside tidal tunnels into play, each adjacent to Lonely Island, but not to one another. So, tidal tunnel, connected, connected. Okay, good to go on that front. And then for last action, I am going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and get out Zoe's Cross. And that's going to be it, because unfortunately we're stuck on the boat right now. Alright. No enemies, go to upkeep. Go to upkeep. Mythos. Fifth Doom. Rising Tide increases the flood level. Which this area didn't actually start with any flood level, so there we go. Shapes in the Water. Test willpower 2. If you fail, you take 2 horror. This test gets +1 difficulty if it's flooded, 2 if it's fully flooded. Did you see that? Alright, so this is, I'm 4 to 3 right now. We can go 5 to 3. And we'll go 6 to 3. That is -3 right now because I only have 3 keys. We do pass. Alright. Investigation phase. Let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt Ursula off the boat. And then I'm going to Pathfind down to here. Alright, good news is this is all, so how does this work, by the way? I'm guessing this still connects to any flooded cave location, so technically this will still connect. There should be 2 clues here, by the way. I'll go ahead and investigate this as part of my ability. Also, I'm going to go ahead and search top 9. I'll search the deck, rather. I don't think there's anything of note. There's not. Shuffle. Alright. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to use the ability. Not yet. Instead, we're just going to... Actually, yeah, I will go ahead and investigate this location. Why not? With the ability. I'll commit a deduction. This will be 7 to 2. And grab 2 clues. I'm not sure how many clues we need, so might as well be as ready as possible. So we have 4 and 6, so we have enough for these at least. So we probably need a few more. Alright. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and move next. Move here. Also, this area is fully flooded, by the way. Then we're going to go ahead and move over here. This area is Underground River. Okay. This is partially flooded. Alright. Okay. I can live with this. I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location since I'm here. I'm going to use Grim Memoir. And we'll be 8 to 4. We succeed. We get a clue. And we'll draw a card. Alright. And then I will also go ahead and use Pen of the Queen to grab a clue here. And should be hopefully good to go soon. Alright. That is it for her. It goes to Zoe. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just have Zoe move the boat. 1, 2. After you reveal Hidden Cove, put one set aside Tidal Tunnel into play adjacent to Hidden Cove, then put one set aside Unfathomable Depths into play adjacent to Tidal Tunnel. Sorry, put one set aside Tidal Tunnel into play adjacent to Hidden Cove. Okay, so it's just a straight line. Like this. So this is connected here, and then this is connected there. Okay, we have that going for us. Alright, And then, so yeah, that was two. That was sorry, that was two of my actions, wasn't it? 1 second. Okay, I should have one action remaining. I'm going to use that one action to go ahead and move to here in the churning waters. And hopefully I don't get stuck here. All right, enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Runic Axe. That. All right, we're 6 of 9. Larking Deep one. I'm going to take 1 damage with that, which I'm okay with. All right, shapes in the water again. The location I'm in is partially flooded, so again, it's going to be 4 to 3. We'll go 6 to 3 using Plan of Action. We're -3 with skulls, so we're good to go. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and start with Zoe first. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with this Larking Deep one. I'll use Power and Glory. So 6 to 2. Oh, also I got engaged. I'll gain a resource. I'm not gonna use Zoe's Cross though. Alright, killed it. I'll use the Glory to heal myself for damage. Then I'm going to go ahead and move the boat. So at least I'm in an island. Alright. If you control the purple key, look at the revealed side of any tidal tunnels or unfathomable depths locations in play. After you reveal salt marshes, increase its flood level. Okay. And then put 1 random set aside tunnels into play adjacent to the thing. Okay. We'll put you over here. All right. So this is our setup. Oops. There we go. All right. So, let's go ahead and use Pen to the Queen. No, not yet. Sorry, I have to finish Zoe's turn. I still have an action remaining. Question is, what are we missing? So one of these is a underground river. So one of these is an underground river. We need to find out which one. So I'll get off the fishing vessel, and then I'll have her move over here. Okay, this is the underground river. Perfect. So that was my last action. This is partially flooded, which is okay. And yeah, I'm kind of okay with just hanging out here for a bit. I can use her to, I can at least use Task Force to get rid of a clue here. So we got that going for us. We are crediting, what, 6 to 4? 6 to 4. Let's do Burning the Midnight Oil. I'm going to go ahead and commit a Magnifying Glass, so this will be 7 to 4. We succeed just barely. Grab a clue. We'll also get 2 resources. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out a new Grim Memoir. And then I'm going to investigate this location with Grim Memoir. This will make us 8 to 4. We succeed, draw a card, get clue. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Pen to the Queen to teleport to here. And I'll go ahead and Pathfind move. This has the remaining key, which we will need. Which I believe is the is it the purple one? No, it's not the purple one. We're missing blue, so this one has blue. All right. But once we get that, we'll be in good shape. Yeah, we're missing blue. That's the key thing. All right, that's fine. I'll go ahead and use my Ursula's ability. I'll go investigate 6 to 3. We succeed, just barely. All right. Upkeep. Mythos. 7 of 8. 7 of 9. All right. I will lose 2 resources, and then gain a resource because I got engaged. And I will go ahead and use Zoe's Cross to do a damage to this guy because he's a jerk. Okay. And he hits for what, 1 and 1? Yep. Okie dokie. And then for you, Psychic Pull. Otherwise, discard 1 random card from your hand. All right. All right. 4 to 0. We pass. Good. That could have been dangerous, but that's okay. All right. So let's make this quick and easy. I'm going to go ahead and start with Ursula first. I'm going to go ahead and use Pin to the Queen to grab a clue from this location. These get shuffled back in. All right. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate this location using Grim Memoir. This will make us 8 to 3. That's what, -2? So 6 to 3. So I get a clue here. I get to draw a card, and then I will fast out this segment of Onyx. I will grab this remaining key, which is the blue key, and then I'm going to Pathfind move up to here. All right. After this location is revealed, place the set-aside black key on it. If investigators of this location control both the blue key and yellow key, you can spend 6 clues as a group. Take control of the black key and read flashbacks 11. All right, so I will go ahead and first do Witten Green's ability. I'm going to search the entire deck, and I will grab, I don't know, this segment of Onyx. All right. I will go ahead and fast out this segment of Onyx. And I'm going to go ahead and spend, what is it, 6 clues? Yep, 6 clues. Get the black key. By the way, skulls are -5 now. And we still have cultist tokens in here. Or curse tokens still in here. All right. Read flashback 11. You reach an outcropping of rock overlooking a ceremony of sorts. Horrifying fish-like creatures prostrate themselves in front of 2 enormous statues, one of onyx and another of white marble. At the precipice of this ridge sits a golden crown sporting a shell-like pattern and 3 distinct horns. Whatever this artifact is, it is clearly important to these creatures. Summoning courage, you snatch the artifact and escape while you can. Still can. The relic thrums with power in your hands as you flee. All right. Discovery of a mystical relic. Take control of the black key and the set-aside headdress of Nathale story asset. Place the black key on it. For the remainder of the game, whoever takes control of the black key controls the headdress. If the black key is placed on another card, place the headdress near that card uncontrolled. If black key leaves the play, remove the headdress. Got it. Headdress. Also, just real quick. Okay, so it's just randomized those. Okay, not a problem. So I was wondering why those extra ones are in there. Headdress of Nathale. It does have a 1/1 soak on it, which I don't know what happens when they get soaked. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be on you. It's a relic, by the way. Get +1 skill value while investigating a flooded location or while attacking or evading an enemy at a flooded location. Good times. All right. Next, I did move. I will go ahead and investigate using my Seeker ability. I'm currently 6 to 3. I'm going to use Grim Memoir, go 8 to 3. Yeah, and then we'll go 9 to 3 with Eureka. We pass by a lot. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is draw a card, and then search top 3. Because I can choose the order of operation there, and I'll grab the segment of Onyx. And I do get a clue here, by the way. Oh, also, this area is not flooded, is it? It is not flooded. Okay, I'll go ahead and gain a resource and then spend it to go ahead and get this Pen of the Queen out. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get this out of here anytime soon. Okay. So we have a few ways we can do this. Okay, yeah, we can make this work. Because thankfully some of these islands are connected to one another. So yeah, we can make some things happen. I'm gonna go ahead and use Pen of the Queen to teleport down to here. So I control blue and green. So I will go ahead and spend 6 clues to take control of white. And then, oh, also I do need to read the, add this to my thing. Which one was this was the headdress, right? Yeah, discovery, record discovery of a mystical relic. Okay. And now we read flashback 10. Flashback 10. You swim through an array of vast undersea halls until at last you come to a circle of pillars. Inside this submerged hinge stands an altar covered in an ornate cloth. It is embroidered with rich threads of gold and inlaid with cerulean opals. Despite being immersed in water, the fabric appears perfectly preserved. Wondering what such an object is doing deep in this underwater cavern, you decide to take it with you. The moment you emerge from the depths and onto dry stone, you realize with amazement that the cloth is perfectly dry. Turning it over in your hands, you find a clasp of gold and realize it is not simply shapeless cloth, but a mantle, perhaps even part of a greater outfit. When you don the strange cloak, its gemstones pulse with arcane power. Discovery of an unholy mantle. All right, and then we get the mantle, which is Awakened Mantle. And of course, it's attached with the white key. All right. Oh, by the way, skulls are now -6. Okay. If your location is flooded, exhaust Awakened Mantle, move to a connecting location that is also flooded. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and use Awakened Mantle to move to here. And I'm just going to gain a resource for my final action, because I don't have enough movement to go between ocean locations yet. But yeah, I can literally just spend the equivalent of 3 actions to get to Black Reef, and then I can just make my way to the Deep Grotto on my own. And then I can use my Pen of the Queens to get the clues off our underground river. Anyway, Zoe, on the other hand, is going to be in a little bit of trouble now, because I just increased the skulls by quite a bit. So, let's handle this. So first, I am going to provoke an attack. I'm going to take 1 horror and 1 damage, and spend 2 actions to do Task Force. So first things first, I'm going to grab the clue here. Not the entire location, please, just the clue. And then I'm going to activate my Runic Axe. So currently I am 6 to 3. Skulls are -6, so I need to be at least 9. So I'm right now 6 to 3. I will commit 1 for power, commit 1 for glory. And I will commit an overpower. Correction. We won't do power. Actually, no, we will do power. Are we advancing soon? Not yet. We'll go ahead and do, we'll do Elders as well. See if we can make that work. And we'll commit Runic Axe. Alright, so what's the total? So we're currently 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have +1 damage, glory, and Elders currently active. So here we go, 9 to 3. Good luck. Well, we killed him, but we won't get any clue. But we will get to heal a damage. I do get to draw a card, and this will get discarded. And then for the last bit of this, I'm going to go ahead and just move over to the ship. And then I'll go ahead and get on the ship for now. And I am going to go ahead and draw a card. All right, through the gates. We lose our Steadfast. Okay, not the end of the world. All right, that is everybody. Upkeep. Okay, our last card is our weakness, by the way. Mythos, 8 of 9. Doing fantastic here. Second pull, I have to discard a random card. Okay, I'm 4 to 1. I passed. Over here. Fewest cards in hand. Aloof Hunter. While an investigator at this guy's location has no cards in hand, it loses Aloof. At the end of the enemy phase, each investigator at his location or a connecting location discards 1 random card from their hand. Alright, I would like to kill this man, but he is aloof right now. But we can make this work. Into the enemy phase, it does the thing. Okay. We'll go ahead and start with Ursula. Ursula, actually, let's go ahead and just start with Zoe. I'm just thinking about my options here, because I want to kill this thing. If I can. Alright, I will start with Zoe first. I'm going to spend 2 actions moving. We're moving the boat over to here. And then I'm going to spend my last action doing a lot of things here. Alright, so I'm going to do Hunt and Power. And then commit a Vicious Blow. So currently we are 7 to 3. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put Accuracy then. We'll go 9 to 3. So Hunt, Power, Accuracy with a Vicious Blow. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 to 3. This will engage him, which will give us a resource. We'll spend that resource to do a damage to him with the Zoe's Cross. And then we're going to hit him. Alright, we hit him. We're going to do 2 damage from Runic Axe, 1 from Vicious Blow, so that'll be 3 damage in total. And then I'll use Beat Cop to finish it off. That's the good news. The bad news is now I have nothing for what's about to come to me. But I might be able to just endure the punishment coming my way at this point. Alright. But it's a lot better than dealing with all that discard card nonsense. Okay, so we're good on that front. Let's go ahead and go with Ursula next. Pen to the Queen. Grab a clue here. Actually, yeah, at this point, I might as well just board the boat. Actually, no, I shouldn't board the boat. If I do, I won't be able to unboard it. Which, honestly, that's okay, too. I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, it's either that or I just move. Yeah, honestly, I can just move, and it'll kind of take care of everything for me. Yeah, let's just board the boat. I'll board the boat and I'll move it. We kind of have a lot of time now. Pen to the Queen. This is what our third time getting it out. The taboo makes it so you don't get the segment of onyxes back. I don't have any issues with it because my luck sucks and I'm not good at the game, so I don't play taboo. All my rage quits from what do you call it? Forgotten Age is attest to that. All right. Do I just go ahead and get my? Yeah, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get our weakness. This is not. This only triggers at the beginning of your turn, so I'll be okay for now. I'm gonna go ahead and draw another card, which is gonna give me a horror. But that'll at least give me some more cards to play around with. All right. Upkeep phase. Well, Ever Vigilance a little late. Okay, plan of action. Mythos. All right, we advance. Hope you're ready for this, because I'm not. Monster Elite, the Terror of Devil Reef, Grasping Abomination. 3 fight, 3 evade, and it actually gets +3 health per investigator, so that's 12 health. Cannot enter cave locations, has Hunter, Massive, Retaliate. It's got us in its grip. It ain't going nowhere. Now's our chance. It hits for 2 and 2. So it spawns here. And that is what we're dealing with right now. And we have 9 rounds. Okay. And yeah, that's all that happens. Okay. The Devil of the Depths. Now you know why none dare venture near the Black Reefs. It's not just the strange sightings on the islands. There is something far older and more horrifying that dwells under the waves. Okay. Ocean stuff is still fine. So it's the same force effect as well, and 9 doomed to advance. Everything else is straightforward as well. Okay. Cool. All right, keep on going then. Malfunction. I'm okay with that. Here, have it. We're not going anywhere. Undertow. If your location is unflooded. Technically, I'm on the boat, so it is unflooded, so it does surge. Test Foot 2. If you fail, take 2 damage. It gets. I'm on the boat, so I'm not flooded. So 4 to 2. We'll go 5 to 2. I'll fail on skulls. Alright, I will take 2 damage. We'll put 1 on you. And 1 on you. Oh, sorry. 1 on you. Alright, investigation phase. Alright. Got some work to do. This gets discarded. Call of the Unknown. I'm just going to put it over here. If I don't get there, that's fine. I'll start with Ursula. I'm going to go ahead and grab the last clue here with Pen to the Queen. So the reason why I'm putting the Pen to the Queen in my hand before I move it is because it resets the script. So whenever I place it again, it has charges. Alright. So first things first, let's go ahead and evade this guy. I'm going to go plan of action. Actually, I will get off the boat first. That's a lightning bolt, so it doesn't provoke. So now when I'm evading, I have +1 skill. Alright, so plan of action, this is my first action, so it's going to be, I am currently 7 to 3. $8 to 3, 9 to 3. Let's just guarantee it. Do I want to do it that way? Sure. Well, we failed anyway because of curse token. Good God. Let's evade again. We're 10 to 3. Okay, this time we passed. He's now evaded. Alright. You're on your own for now. I'm going to go ahead, this area is flooded, so I will go ahead and use Awakened Mantle to move, and then I will Pathfind move to here. Then I'll investigate. I'll use Grim Memoir. So we're 8 to 4. Sorry, 9 to 4 because of Headdress. We succeed, draw a card. Grab Clue. Alright, it's going to advance if I grab this last key, so I'm not going to yet. This is resolved. I'll go ahead and get out this segment of Onyx. And I will go ahead and just draw a card. And play another segment of Onyx. Alright, well if we get super lucky, we might be able to get, if we get it out, if we get this one more time, that'll make this a lot easier for the Terror of Devil Reef. Alright, Zoe. I know things are going to be rough for you right now. You can't retaliate, that's the good news. Skulls are still going to screw us over, though. I'm going to start with Brandica Thugga. 6 to 3. Okay, I'll spend 2 charges to do 2 damage. The good news is I have shortcut if I ever do need to get away. Bad news is I'm kind of out of juice. I can take him down to half at this point. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use power. 6 to 3. That's a fail, but no more curses, I guess. And then, oops, sorry. And then 6 to 3. That's a fail. Okay. Yeah, that's a, yeah, we need more firepower. All right. Also, we're still haven't drawn Zoe's weakness, which is also a problem. All right, enemy phase, you're exhausted. Upkeep. We'll go ahead and get you. All right, Mythos, first doom. Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Increase the flood level. All right, this is now fully flooded. Place aquatic ambush into play next to the agenda deck. When you reveal a chaos token while attacking an enemy at a flooded location, reveal an additional chaos token. Max once. At the end of the round, discard 1 copy. Okay. Let's not deal with that. I think that's... Oh, also, this should be fully flooded. Yeah, let's not deal with that. I think that's... Yeah, you know, we shouldn't deal with that. I think we're good. I'm going to lightning bolt to get off the boat, and then I'm shortcutting away to here. And then I'm just going to start drawing cards. 1. I will spin 2 to get out Brandica Thugga, and then draw another card. All right. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to put Call of the Unknown here just because I can. I will Pathfind move up to here and investigate. I'll commit a perception. This will be 7 to 3. We pass. Got that. Draw a card. Okay. Then I'm going to draw another card, and then draw another card. All right. Just trying to get through the deck now. This is a cave location, so this guy's not going to follow us. And upkeep phase. Upkeep. Okay. Mythos. This will go away. It's at the end of the round, right? Yep. Deep One Predator. Alright. I will lose 2 resources and gain 1 resource. If no investigators are in a vehicle, it gets surge. This location is unflooded. It gets surge again. Alright, Larkin Deep One. We'll take 1 damage. Alright, investigation phase. Let's go ahead and get to work. This guy literally has no fighting ability. But there's not really much I can do about that. Alright, I'm just going to fight the Deep One Predator. I'm just going to go 6 to 4 here with Brandica Thugga. We succeeded. I'll spend 2 charges and kill this guy. Alright. Then I'm going to do the same over here. Actually, no, I will spend a charge for power and one for glory, targeting the Lurking Deep one. This will be 6 to 2. I was definitely taking a risk there, but it paid off. I'll use that to draw a card. Okay, last action, I am going to draw a card. Alright, well, one of these 8 cards is definitely what I'm supposed to be looking for. Alright, meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and call the unknown. I'm probably going... Yeah, I'm gonna kind of need to deal with it. Actually, I'll do it over here at Underwater Cavern. I'm going to Pathfind move down to here. Then I'm going to Awaken Mantle down to here, and then Investigate 6 to 2. We succeed. This is resolved. And then I'm just going to... I'll gain a resource, and then spend 4 resources to swap out my Wit and Green with a fresh one. And then last action, I'm just going to draw a card. Perfect. Okay. Enemy is still over there. Upkeep. Safeguard. Upkeep. Deduction. Mythos. Third Doom. Lurking Deep one. Alright, I will take a damage. I will also gain a resource. I'll use Zoe Cross to do a damage to this guy. So what is it? Yeah, deal 1 damage to me. Got it. And then over here, Aquatic Ambush. God damn it. Alright. How annoying. Alright. Let's, it's against any deep one, isn't it? Oh, only in a flooded location, so I can at least fight this guy. So I will. I'll start with actually Ursula, though. First things first. Get everyone's favorite necklace that you're going to see a lot. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use the necklace. This works on elites, by the way, so I'll just auto-evade the Terror of the Devil Reef. And then I'm going to... Also, I'm currently gasping for breath. I'm going to go ahead and use Awaken Mantle and Pathfinder. Also, I'll be investigating up here, by the way. Move up to here. I'll go ahead and use my ability to investigate. 6 to 3. Alright, resolve that. Then I'm going to shortcut Zoe down here. And then I'm going to move over here and then board the fishing vessel. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to fix the malfunction because I have nothing better to do. We'll go 6 to 3. Okay, malfunction taken care of, just in case. Last action, I'm going to gain a resource. Alright, meanwhile, Zoe, she's starting her turn here, so she's actually gasping for breath. What we're going to go ahead and do, though, is... I'm going to check this on Aquatic Ambush. I'm assuming that's how I'm assuming it does work even if you're in a vehicle, but I'll go ahead and Lightning Bolt, get myself on a vehicle regardless. And then I'm just going to start hitting this Lurking Deep one. I am 6 to 2. I'm not going to commit anything else to it. Oh, I have to reveal another token. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I was supposed to reveal 2 tokens there, but I just did them back to back. It still wasn't a skull or an autofail, so we're good to go on that front. This guy dies. Since this guy is currently exhausted, I am going to go ahead and just try to deal with him. I'm going to go power and commit an overpower, so that's going to bring us up to, what, 8? And I'll commit a Vicious Blow. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 to 6, or 9 to 3, sorry. And I'm going to go ahead and that's all I'm going to do. 9 to 3. and I'll be doing 3 damage if I hit. All right. Oh, is it reveal both? Oh, they do stack. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right. Well, this failed. Cool. Yeah, I misread it. I'm still going to go ahead and attack with power. We'll just go 6 to 3. Oh, cool. 3 skulls out of 4 draws. All right, whatever. Enemy phase, enemy's exhausted. Upkeep, he'll become unexhausted. Ethos. Finally get rid of this. 4. Riptide. I'm technically unflooded. Actually, I'm pretty sure you don't draw another one. Yeah, I don't think you draw another one. You treat your location as if it were unflooded. So this thing should not trigger, right? But I think you do treat the enemy as if it. Yeah, I think the enemy is in a flooded location. You are not. I don't really know. In any case, I will just treat this as a surge again. If you're in a vehicle, all right, you're gonna get out of the vehicle again and start gasping for air. And we get one of you. I have to discard a card. I will discard a deduction. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the investigation phase. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use Pen to the Queen to auto-evade you. Call of the Unknown I'm going to put up here for now. And then I'm going to go ahead and Awaken Mantle. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get off the boat. And then Awaken Mantle to here. And then I'm not going to use the Investigate action because it's going to provoke. I'm going to go ahead and try to evade you next. So 4 to 2. We'll go 5 to 2. We succeed, you're now evaded. Then I'm going to investigate this location. We'll go 6 to 3. Alright, I succeeded, so this is good. I will use my ability to go back to here. Or not my ability, but I'll use the Elder Sign to go back. Then I'm going to spend an action to try to get rid of the dragged under. So we'll just go 4 to 3. Unfortunately, it's a fail. It's not an evasion or an attack, so we're good. Alright, I'll be gasping for air next round, but for right now I'm okay. Anyway, so yeah, Zoe is gasping for air. I do have a solution for that. If I need to, I can always use shortcut to get out of there. For better or for worse. Alright, let's start attacking this guy. He is still being very annoying. We're not getting any progress whatsoever. I'm going to go power. And that's it. Yeah, we'll just do power and go from there. So 6 to 3. Alright, 2 damage. I'll do power again, 6 to 3. Nope. And 6 to 3. Alright, so we did 4 more damage. We're halfway there. I am going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt, do Beat Cop to do another damage, and then I'm going to shortcut. And unfortunately, I picked a poor location, so we're just going to shortcut to here. Because I can't get on the boat. Alright. Alright, enemy phase, I am going to get engaged by you. I will gain a resource. I'll go ahead and use Zoe's Cross to do a damage. Upkeep, all that good stuff. Alright. Mythos, 5 of 9, jeez. Terror to the Deep. Location is not flooded, so just 2 to 2. I'll commit to taking the initiative, go 5 to 2. Alright, and this appears again. Great! It's what I always wanted. Alright, God, this card is such a pain in the ass. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and just start with Zoe. I'm currently 4 fight. Yeah, we're currently 4 fight. Yeah, I'll just start with Zoe. I'm going to go ahead and attack with... she'll go first. I'll use power on Runic Axe. So 5 to 4. I'll put in a take the initiative. So that'll be 8 to 4. Okay, 2 damage. This is not a flooded location, so we're okay on this. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack with Branic Thugga. Just 5 to 4, unfortunately. Actually, no, we'll do Brunic Axe. We'll do power and accuracy. So that's going to make us 7 to 4. Okay, he's dead. I have 5 cards left. I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out Beat Cop. Okay. I might end up taking a mental trauma because I'm going to end up drawing my weakness. And I have no way of getting over there in time. I'll go ahead and start with Ursula. I'm currently gasping for air. I'm going to go ahead and use Awakened Mantle to get away. Then investigate with my ability. Resolved. And then I'll go ahead and Pathfind move, and then move again. And then I will... Yeah, I didn't use Pen to the Queen this round. And we'll just gain 2 resources. Alright. Upkeep. Upkeep. Mythos. This goes away. We're 6 of 9. Rising Tides. Okay, this now is flooded. I'm okay with that because it doesn't surge at least. And now this doesn't surge anymore. That's good. I'll go 4 to 3. I'm completely okay with that. I passed. Neat. All right. Investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and start with... actually, I will start with Ursula. The investigation location, I'm going to put over here. I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt, pin it to the Queen. We'll exhaust this guy. I'm then going to go ahead and survey the area and go 9 to 3 on this boat thing. That's -6. I do pass, just barely. So bye-bye you. Then I'm going to... Oh, these get shuffled back in. I'm going to go ahead and move to the boat and get on the boat. Or sorry, yeah, I'm going to get on the boat and then also, of course, to investigate this location, 6 to 2. Resolved. And then I'm going to... at this point, just draw a card. Thank you. Zoe. You're going to go ahead and move on over and get on the boat. Beat Cop. Do a damage to this freaking nonsense. And then I'm going to attack with Runic Axe. I'll go... Let's see, I'm currently 8. I can go 8 to 3. I have nothing else I can commit. Yeah, I'll just do, I'm going to do Branic Thugga. We'll just go 6 to 3. Good luck. Okay, I'll spend 2 charges. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do power on Runic Axe and accuracy. We'll just go... Actually, not accuracy, because it won't make a difference. 6 to 3, good luck. Alright, we killed it. Alright, so moment of truth. If I draw my weakness... Okay, we didn't draw our weakness. We're in this, guys. 7 of 9. Stowaway. Otherwise, choose to investigate the vehicle must take 1. Okay, we're just going to leave the vehicle. Vehicle left. And malfunction. That's fine. I don't care. We're all gasping for air. I don't care. We'll put the thing here. Why not? Pathfind move down to here. Investigate while I'm here. 6 to whatever. Good. Mantle to here. Spend 4 clues. We have, of course, all the keys. Yeah, we have red key and blue key, so we can grab purple key and then resolve flashback 9. As you wade through the flooded cavern, your foot strikes something hard and metallic. The water is too dark and murky for you to see what lies beneath the surface. Holding your breath, you dive into the water and grope around for the object. Eventually, your hands wrap around something smooth and heavy. You drag it up to the surface and heave it onto an outcropping of rock. It is a statue depicting some kind of entity or perhaps a deity. Although it is unlike any religious figure you have ever seen, the sight of its uncanny spine tendrils and its soul-glaring eye of translucent crystal makes your skin crawl. And yet, it also calls to you, like the sound of ocean waves crashing on the shore on a foggy, overcast day. Discovery of a strange idol. Okay. And then we get the wave-worn idol. Alright, wave-worn idol. After your location flood level changes, or after a deep one enemy spawns your location, exhausted, immediately take an action as if it were your turn. This action does not count towards your number of actions you can take each turn, and it has 2 horror soak. But more importantly, if you control all 3 of these keys, which is purple, white, and black, which we do advance. With 2 turns to spare. Yeah, we could have finished a lot sooner. Obviously, we could have finished back like at the start of Agenda 2, but we want the victory. Confident that you've found enough evidence of the Order's activities, you head back to the coast. You'd much rather continue your investigation on dry land. Resolution 1. Alright, with daylight fading and the tide rising to swallow the various islands off the coast of Innsmouth, you decide to make your way back to the harbor with your discoveries. Found what you're looking for? Mr. Moore asks once you've made it to the coast safely. Truth be told, you're not completely sure. What you found was startling. The coves and tidal caverns of Devil Reef were home not just to relics of the esoteric Order of Dagon, but also to a horde of strange creatures, hybrids between man and monster. You might have escaped with your life, but the horrors you saw in those caves will stay with you forever. Sharp, jagged teeth, blood-stained altars, unholy prayers, signs of a coming catastrophe. It still haunts you even after your escape. But is Innsmouth truly safe? Is any land at all? Each investigator earns experience points equal to Victory X, and of course you do not, you don't do the thing. All right. So we'll go ahead and get the victory first. So it was a total of 6. So you're up to 20. And it's 8 for you, so you're up to 27. Yeah, we're going to have some fun once we can actually spend experience. Find Terror of Devil Reef. If it was Agenda 1A when the game ended, yeah, it was not. If the Terror of Devil Reef is in the victory display, record that the Terror of Devil Reef is dead. Proceed to Interlude 3, Beneath the Waves. Do not move the purple, black, or white keys from the current position just yet. Location of each of these keys will be important during Interlude 3, Beneath the Waves. Okay. Oh boy, give me a moment. Okay. You bounce through your memories, struggling to return to the present. You remember a dark cell, a knife at your throat, a man with wide, unblinking eyes, wearing a long hooded robe. Oceros, another voice calls. These ones were found in Dagon's lair as well. We believe they were the ones snooping around Devil Reef. Osiris nods. The knife at your throat digs deeper. Take what they have stolen into the lighthouse at once, he commands. It is time to begin our great work. None will disrupt the Order's business ever again. Your mind snaps back to the present. The rumbling of an automobile engine grows as your senses return. Agent Harper grips your shoulder and peers into your eyes. Another vision, he utters with a hint of surprise. Do you remember something? What was it? You shake the ache from your pounding skull and ask Harper if the name Oceros means anything. Oceros Marsh? He's the keeper of the old lighthouse on Falcon Point, she replies. Why? What did you see? Depending on which keys were on the act... okay, so we're going to go ahead and handle all this. Alright. If the purple key was on the current act, was on the current act or controlled by an investigator when the scenario ended, you describe the idol found in the undersea grotto. Agent Harper nods along with you. I remember seeing something like that in some notes I found while you were off investigating the reef. It depicts some kind of ancient deity, something those vile creatures worship. Her voice lowers to a little more than a whisper, something I suspect is no myth. You ask where the idol is now. She shakes her head. I suspect it was taken when you were thrown into that pit, she replies. Conspiracy deepens. Gain 2 additional experience points. Yeah. Alright. We also get a cultist token, unfortunately. I also record that the idol was brought to the lighthouse. Is it a memory? Campaign log. Okay. Okay. Add a cultist. White key. You recall the strange mantle you found submerged in the depths of Devil Reef. Yes, I remember seeing that, Harper says with a snap of her fingers. One of the priests in that accursed esoteric order of Dagon wore it when I first arrived in Innsmouth. It must have been taken to the lighthouse with the rest of your belongings when you were captured by the Order's headquarters. If we're lucky, it'll still be there. Again, another 2 experience points. And we get a tablet token. So yeah, unfortunately, these are coming back now. Mantle is taken to the lighthouse. Do not add the awakened story to investigator says it must be recovered first. Okay. Okay. Last one. If the black key was on blah blah blah, you tell Agent Harper about the temple with the 2 statues you discovered within Devil Reef and about the crown you stole. That sounds like the headdress of Yennathale I read about while I was researching the Order. I'm impressed you were able to make off with it. Whatever it is, it sounds pretty important to the Order, although I still have no clue what Yennathale is. You remark that you don't have the crown anymore, and she nods. It must have been taken from you and brought to the lighthouse with the rest of your things before you lost your memories. Alright, we're back to having elder things again, and headdresses at the lighthouse. And more importantly, more experience. We're at 33 experience. Alright. So that's it on that. It seems your memories are starting to return, Agent Harper says with a tentative grin. How do you feel? You struggle to find a reply that fits. Part of you is relieved to have your memories returning, but the rest of you wishes they hadn't been so vivid. You wonder once more if you should simply take this opportunity to drive back to Arkham and never set foot in Innsmouth again. Then your gaze meets Harper, and you see the fierce resolve within her eyes. The same resolve that stirs in you. You say nothing, but she seems to understand. This must be a lot to take in. For now, let's focus on getting to Falcon Point. If what you say is true and Osiris is part of the esoteric order of Dagon, there should be answers there. She looks over her shoulder, peering into the western horizon. The sun dips just below the tree line, bathing the sky in deep scarlet. Something tells me this isn't over. All right. We can go ahead and add Eleanor Harper back in, so we'll go ahead and do that now. But Thomas is once more gone, and probably gone for good. Okay. With a fragment of your memories returned to you, past events have become clearer. Each investigator may now spend the experience recorded on our unspent XP experience in your campaign log. All right. I'm gonna need a moment. All right. I had to double check my math and had to try this again. All right. So, one thing that sucks about all the fact that we went through a lot of scenarios where we couldn't spend XP is because I couldn't really use down the rabbit hole. So honestly, if you know what's coming, you might as well not bother with down the rabbit hole for a lot of these. I mean, granted, if you are just going to be upgrading nothing at all and not getting any new cards whatsoever, by all means go for down the rabbit hole. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so I have 26 XP to spend on Zoe. Yeah, 26. I scrolled up there as if it still showed the number. But yeah, I can check the recording. It's 26. I'm going to get Charisma, which I've already replaced the slot for. So that costs 4 because of down rabbit hole. So that brings me down to 22. I'm going to get Stick to the Plan, which is exceptional, and it's going to cost me an extra XP, so that costs 7. So I went from 26 to 22, and then I'm now down to 15. The Brand of the Cathugas are upgrades, so they're going to go down by 1 each, so they're only going to cost 2 each. So that's a total of 4, so I'm down to 11. Emergency Cash is going to cost me 2. It's going to go down to 9. And then I have 2 oh, actually, I missed some. Oh, yeah. No, that's correct. I'm down to 9. These Strong Arms are new cards, so they each cost 1 extra, so they cost 2 each. So that's a total of 4, bringing me down to 5. And then I'm spending 4 experience to get Script Breaver on the Runic Axe to max it out, and that leaves me with 1 experience remaining. So there you go. I'm replacing my second Winds with Strong Arm. So Strong Arm is a skill innate. You can commit it to a attack using melee or ranged assets. So it works with Runic Axe. And it will do. While it's committed to an attack using melee or range, it gets +1 damage. So you still can commit to other things, but you probably want to do it for melee and range. The other benefit is after revealing a Chaos token, you can take a damage to cancel that Chaos token and return it to back and draw again, and you can do it any number of times. So if you absolutely need to make sure you hit with your melee weapon, this is how you do it. Emergency Cash upgrade we're already familiar with. Same thing with the Brand of Cathuga upgrade. So there's nothing really else standing out here. So yeah, with the Charisma though, I can have both be cops out at the same time. Also, I'm kind of tempted to put Elena Harper with her instead, because honestly, I'd rather have the Wit and Green. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I'll go ahead and give her Elena Harper. I don't really need the stats for it, but the soak is always welcome. So if I ever need to just get something out, we have that option. All right, so there you go. That is 25 experience, leaving me with one to spare. I'll check my math again after this, just in case, but that's the gist of it. Meanwhile, over here, all right, I just rechecked the XP. It's 33 experience with Ursula, which makes sense because obviously Karen's Oboe gave another, 6 or so XP, and I think she had 1 banked. So yeah, I think that actually works out. Yeah. In any case, here's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and spend 6 on Ancestral Knowledge. This is exceptional. It's level 3. It's a permanent. Your deck must include at least 10 skills. The deck currently already has 10 skills. Our 10 skills are Deduction, Survey the Area, Eureka, Plan of Action, and Perception, and we have 2 of each. So that's 10. Your deck size is increased by 5, so we will have to fill in those slots. And then reaction, before you draw your opening hand, you have to attach 5 random non-weakness skills from your deck face down to this card. And then as a lightning bolt, you can exhaust Ancestral Knowledge to draw an attached skill of your choice. So yeah, while this does technically increase your deck size, you will start with 5 skills in this, which is always helpful. And lightning bolts happen in 2 different spots during skill checks. One of them being before you commit cards. So you can just use Ancestral Knowledge whenever you need something and go from there. So that's 6 experience. And then I have 5 additional slots to fill. So I'm going to go ahead and fill one of them with the gold pocket watch, Stealing Time. This is an item, relic, exceptional, level 4. If you recall, Ursula can get up to level 4 relics. So this is a level 4 relic. It's exceptional, so it costs 8 experience. When a phase begins, you can remove the golden pocket watch from the game and skip that phase. Or after a phase ends, you can remove the golden pocket watch from the game and repeat that phase. For the most part, what this is usually used for is to skip the Mythos phase. This essentially allows you to just flat out skip a Mythos phase, saves you an entire turn, prevents the doom from increasing, prevents any treacheries from being applied, prevents any monsters from spawning. It's a one-time use, costs 2 resources to get out, and if you have symbols you can commit to it, but don't. It is a one-use thing, but it is well worth it. It definitely shifts the momentum. So that's 8 experience. That's 6 experience. That's 14 so far. So we have 19 left. To fill in 2 more slots, we'll go ahead and get both Eye of Truths. These are level 5s. Spell Practiced. I believe we played with this with Marie. So it's always watching you. What's great about it, of course, is it could be in your ancestral knowledge, so if you ever need it, you can always draw it with that. But it's also practice, which will go right with these 2 practice makes perfects that we're going to be adding to the deck. They don't cost any experience, they're just filling in the slots that we now have in our deck. If there's ever a situation where you do not have your correct deck size, either because you gained slots or some of your cards got exiled, you are allowed to just add any level 0 cards to your deck to fill up your deck size to back to normal. So with that, I'm just going to add 2 practice makes perfects. All right, so far we have spent 6, 8, 10, so that's 6, 8, 14. We've spent 24 experience, so we have 9 experience remaining. I'm spending 3 on Relic Hunter, bringing me down to 6. This will get us an additional accessory slot, so now we can have both Pendant of the Queen and Tooth of Etsley out. You can also have 2 Tooth of Etsleys out at the same time, or in any situation, I could always have the gold pocket watch on standby. So, very helpful. So that's 3 experience, bringing me down to 6. I'm going to spend 4 of it to upgrade my perceptions to level 2. So now it just provides 3 books and can draw me multiple cards possibly. And the last 2 experience, I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade my magnifying glasses to level 1. This just makes it so they cost 0, and I can always return it to my hand if I need the hand space for whatever reason. So there you go. That is 33 experience worth of stuff. It's going to be fun. So now every time we start a scenario, I am going to have to do the setup for Ancestral Knowledge. The easiest way to honestly do it in Tabletop Simulator is probably just to shuffle your entire deck and then just draw them in order. But what I'll probably do is just set them aside as an entire deck of, in this case, 12 skill cards, and just shuffle them out that way. Once we do play the cards from the Ancestral Knowledge, though, they will get reshuffled back into the deck, so the deck eventually will get bigger, which isn't too big of a deal. Also, if depending on what cards we get, it can affect Practice Makes Perfect. Out of the 12 cards that we have, 10 of them are Practice, but 2 of them are not, which is Eureka. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So that is all the experience spent, and we'll be doing Horror in High Gear next, which is going to be very chaotic. The one time I played it, I did the rules wrong. This one is by far the hardest to get all the victory. There's RNG involved, and you really have to be pretty much in high gear with your getting clues to make things happen. So it is going to be interesting. So with all that taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror, the card game. Innsmouth Conspiracy. We just finished Devil Reef. And we're going to be doing Horror in High Gear. See you guys next time.